Hello everybody, so today we're going to be doing biology, the structure of a leaf. So what is the leaf? The leaf is an organ in the plant which is part of is a key role in photosynthesis. So today we're going to be discussing the structure of a leaf. So here we have the diagram of a leaf. So firstly, we know that for photosynthesis to occur, the plant needs carbon dioxide from the outside air. So we can see that there's stomata. We can see these tiny gaps, and each leaf may have thousands of these. These are called the stomata. So these allow the carbon dioxide to diffuse in, and there we can see this is the lower epidermis where the stomata is located. Then on the upper, the carbon dioxide diffuses into these little air gaps in the spongy mesophyll. So this part is called the spongy mesophyll. It has air gaps to allow the carbon dioxide to diffuse into the next layer, which is the palisade mesophyll. This is where photosynthesis takes place. Each of these palisade mesophyll cells are packed with chloroplasts, which does the photosynthesis. So here, after they're converted to energy, there's the upper epidermis on the top. This is a layer, it is almost transparent to allow the sunlight through. To the palisade mesophyll to help it in photosynthesis. Over here is the phloem, which carries the sugar made by the palisade mesophyll to the rest of the plant. And over here is the xylem, which carries the water to the leaves, which we already discussed in detail in another video. So here, the water goes to these palisade mesophyll cells, but the main problem of the leaf is the water loss from the top and the bottom of the leaf. So from the top, it evaporates through the upper epidermis. To avoid this, there's this layer called the waxy cuticle. This waxy cuticle is a transparent layer, a waterproof layer made of lipids, so to not allow the water to escape. But from the bottom, the water leaves through the stomata. So the stomata opens for a very short time to maximize the intake of carbon dioxide and minimize the water loss. So each of these stomata have these guard cells around them. These guard cells help reduce the water loss. So this is the guard cell. So what they basically do is when the plant is full of water, it has a lot of water, the guard cells open the stomata, like they curve upwards like this, making a bigger gap for carbon dioxide to escape, carbon dioxide to come inside, but also it increases the water loss. But there's no need to worry, because if they have a lot of water, they become turgid, they're filled with water, because the plant has a lot of water, so they burnt upwards to allow carbon dioxide to come in. But when they're short on water, they are flaccid, this is when they're turgid, filled with water, and this is when they're flaccid. They become flat because they have less water and the plant has less water. This does not allow the intake of carbon dioxide but conserves water. So this is how the plant tries to minimize its water loss but maximize its photosynthesis. Thank you, everyone.